Hello students, as in previous class, you learned about the new chapter, that is chapter number 6, staffing. So in that video session, I have covered the meaning, definition and importance of staffing. So once again, just I will recall the meaning of staffing. Staffing means it is a process of planning, recruiting, selecting, providing training and development to the employees and making performance appraisal. Based on performance appraisal, the company is going to provide remuneration to the employees. That process is called staffing. So the staffing is a very important function which is going to deal with the entire human resource that are to be required and to be filled in various job positions which are available in the enterprise. That is why staffing function going to deals with the human resource in the enterprise. Already at introduction, I noted that without a human resource, we cannot able to actuate the work and we cannot able to achieve the organizational goals. That is why human resource is an precious asset for every kind of organization. And you learned about the importance of staffing function in previous video lecture also. Now, in this video lecture, I have covered the concept of steps involved in staffing. Otherwise, in short form, we call it as the process of staffing. So as you know, the meaning of staffing says that staffing is a systematic process. Here the process is nothing but there are series of steps that are to be followed when you are performing the function of staffing. That is why from this video lecture, I will going to start the new concept in staffing, that is process of staffing, or even though it is also called as steps involved in staffing. So there are mainly 8 steps that are to be followed by the manager in a human resource department to execute the function of staffing. So let us see what are the steps involved in staffing. The first stage is estimating manpower requirement to achieve the goals. What we require? We require the human resource, that is employees. In first stage, you are going to estimate the number of employees required for the business, and after making the plan, you are going to go through the recruitment. So after preparing the plan, so you need to give an advertisement, that is you need to fill the vacant position. That is why you are going to perform the stage of recruitment. Recruitment means searching the prospective candidates and stimulating them to apply for the jobs which are available in the enterprise. After getting the applications from the candidates, you are going to select the employees. Say for example, you are required 100 workers. At that time, you are going to get 150 applications, means it is not possible to select all the applicants. That is why among 150 applications, you are going to choose the 100 candidates for the organization. That is to be done in a selection process. After selecting the candidates, you are going to provide placement and orientation. After selecting the candidate, you must provide appropriate place and position to the respective candidate. So if you are selected candidate as a supervisor, means you must provide a place of supervisor in the enterprise. If you are selected a candidate as marketing manager, means you need to provide the place and department of marketing in the enterprise. That is to be done in placement and orientation. After providing proper place to work, you are going to provide training and development to the employees, because some of the candidates, they are new to the job. That is why as a HR manager, your duty is to provide training to the newly selected candidate. After providing the training, the employee is going to work in the organization. Based on his work, you are going to make performance appraisal. That is, you are going to evaluate the work done by each and every candidate or employee in the enterprise, whether he is performing according to the standards or not. You are going to evaluate the performance of each and every employees. After making evaluation process, you are going to provide promotion and career planning. So after the employee is being evaluated with his performance, you are going to provide promotion and you are going to provide opportunity for growth of his career. So if the employee working as a supervisor in the enterprise, means if he is working very honestly and efficiently, means you are going to provide promotion as senior supervisor or the departmental head in the enterprise. By that, his career is also getting growth. After providing promotion and career planning, you are going to provide compensation, or it is also called remuneration. So after, once the employee is selected and placed for the job, if he is working properly, means you must provide the proper remuneration to the employees. That is going to followed by all the human resource manager in the enterprise. All these 8 points which indicates the stages involved in the process of staffing. Let us go through the detailed steps which is involved in the staffing. The first stage in a staffing process, that is estimating manpower requirement. Just now only I briefed about estimating manpower planning. The staffing process starts with planning in the enterprise. Don't confuse. Generally, the plan for entire business organization is to be done by top level executives. In that type of plan, the executives set organizational goals. But here, estimating manpower requirement. So the word itself indicates manpower. So what the HR manager is going to estimate the total number of employees and the type of employees required to achieve planned objectives. Whatever the plan which is decided by top level managerial executives to achieve that plan means you are going to estimate how many number of employees required and which type of employees required to achieve the planned objectives. That is why I will give a simple example. The top level manager made a plan to sell 10,000 units. To sell 10,000 units means to achieve this objective, who are required? We required sales manager, we required the sales executives. At that time, HR manager is going to estimate how many number of sales executives required, and to oversee the work of sales executives we required a sales manager. So simply assume to achieve 10,000 units of sales we are going to require hardly 10 sales executives. If the company appoints 10 sales executive means each sales executive must sell 1000 units, then the company goal is achieved. So to oversee the work of all 10 sales executives, you may require one sales manager. So totally how many number of employees that we require? That is 10 sales executive plus one sales manager. Totally we require 11 employees. So this is about estimation of number of employees required. After that, type of employees required. So to make sales of goods, we required the person who is having fluency in communication. So who is having good communication skills, who is having good motivation skills, that kind of employees that we require in the sales executive work. So you are going to decide the type of employees required. So you made a criteria to work as a sales executive. A person must possess good communication skills and he must caliber to work effectively, and he must have certain motivation skills. Those are the criteria. And to oversee the work of employees, we require sales manager. So the person who is worked as a sales executive and who is having rich experience in guiding, so those kind of executives required as a sales manager. Then you are been decided the criteria for type of employees required. That is to be done in the first stage of staffing. That is estimating manpower requirement. What you will going to do in this process? In this stage, you are going to determine the total number and the type of employees required to achieve planned objectives, and you are going to decide educational qualification and also all the capabilities which is required to perform respective jobs. It is done in the first stage. After deciding the number and type of employees required, you must go through recruitment. So here in a newspaper or television or even though in internet, you might have seen an advertisement. So which is to be displayed in the newspaper or television as recruitment notification. So in that recruitment notification, the company gives advertisement to the general public. The candidates will see that advertisement, and those who are interested, they are going to apply for the job in the company. So that is to be done in this process. That is, recruitment means it is a process of searching for the prospective candidates and stimulating them to apply for jobs in the organization. So in this process, in first stage, you are estimated you required 11 employees. How you are going to select that new 11 employees means, first you must provide the advertisement. You must receive the application from the candidate. So after receiving the application from the candidate, then you are selecting the employee. That is why recruitment means it is a process of searching for the prospective candidate and stimulating them to apply for jobs in the organization. That is to be done in the second stage. That is, in this stage you are going to receive applications. In a recruitment stage, completely the HR manager is going to receive applications from the prospective candidates, those who are having a respective qualification and all other competencies. From them, the HR manager is going to receive the applications only. That is called recruitment. So how you are going to get the applications means, there are various sources are available. That is why sources of recruitment. There are mainly two sources of recruitment. One is internal sources, then second is external sources. For receiving an application from prospective candidates, we are having two category of sources. One is internal sources, then second is external sources. Internal sources are those which are related with getting the applications from within the organization. So internal sources are those sources which are going to deal with receiving of the applications and searching for the candidates within the business enterprise or organization. That is called internal sources. In internal sources, we have two kinds of sources. One is promotion. What is promotion? You might have heard the word promotion. So my uncle got promotion, my father got promotion, my brother or elder sister got promotion. So like any of the way you heard the word promotion. What exactly it is? Promotion means upgrading the employee from current position to higher position is simply known as promotion. So what it means? Promotion means upgrading the employees from a current position to higher position. That is called a promotion. When the employee got promotion, automatically his salary, his or her salary get increased, responsibility also get increased, and the work is also get increased. It is one source which is available in a internal source of recruitment. So generally the promotion source is to be used when the company have the vacant position of officer or managerial executives in the enterprise. Say for example, when a person working as junior accountant. So a person is working as a junior accountant in a company since from 5 years. He is punctual and he is honest in his work, means the company recognize him and they will going to promote him as senior accountant in the enterprise. Like his position also got increased and also his salary responsibility is also get increased. Like this kind of example is called as the process of promotion. So that is why promotion means upgrading employees from current position to higher position. So generally it is to be used to fill managerial positions in the enterprise. The next second comes, that is transfer. Transfer means lateral movement or shifting of employees from one department to another department, or from one place to another place, or from one shift to another shift. So where the promotion means upgrading employees from a current position to higher position, but transfer means shifting or movement of employees from one department to another department, or from one place to another place, or from one shift time to another shift time of work. That is called a transfer. So generally the transfer will be in a horizontal way. So that is the positions will not be changed. Say for example, a person working as marketing manager means after certain period of time he will be transferred as finance manager. After working of finance manager, he will going to get a transfer as HR manager. So like his position remains same, his position will not be changed, but the nature of work is also get changed. That kind of process is called transfer. That is why transfer means lateral movement or shifting of employees from a same position, but they are going to get the shift or movement from one department to another department, or from one place to another place. That is why transfer means movement of employees from one department to another department, or one place to another place. It is also one of the source which comes under internal source of recruitment. Thank you.